I am with you in this hour, and I am speaking so you will not be confused. Hear me as the breath in your chest, steady and sure. I order you to open this now because you have asked me for clarity, you have begged me for a sign, and you have waited through long nights with a tired heart. I am answering you plainly. Your life is guarded, your steps are counted, and your story is not collapsing, it is being edited by my hand. Archangel Michael is begging you to pay attention, because the enemy you think is far away has attempted to move closer through subtlety, flattery, and imitation. There has been a smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a question that seems caring but digs too deep, a memory that feels warm but leaves you cold. Do not ignore the shiver I put in your spirit. It is not fear, it is discernment. When I lay a check in your heart, do not wave it away. This message is for you. I am not speaking to a crowd, I am addressing the one who has been chosen to cross a narrow bridge at a precise time. You have wondered why certain doors stalled even when you prayed correctly and worked faithfully. Hear this, I slowed the door not to punish you, but to expose the hand that tried to push through behind you. I turned a key in slow motion so you could see the shadow that thought it could ride on your favor. They whispered your name in the wrong room, but I caught the sound. They reached for your steps, but I shifted the path. They smiled when you shared your hope, and then they carried that hope like gossip into a place where it didn't belong. You felt it in your stomach. You felt it when you couldn't explain the sudden heaviness after what should have been a joyful conversation. That wasn't foolishness in you, that was the alarm I placed in your spirit. Listen carefully now. You asked for the identity to be revealed, and I am revealing not through accusation but through truth that cannot be contradicted. I will not put a human name here for sport or for spectacle. I will protect you from false certainty and from the sin of slander, because I love you and I love justice. Instead, I will put light on patterns, and the one who fits these patterns will step forward by their own actions, unable to hold their mask when my wind blows. Watch for this, they become especially interested whenever you talk about breakthroughs, finances, or new relationships, yet when you rejoice, their eyes do not. They always find a small way to reduce your joy, to insert a doubt dressed as advice. They request details they did not earn the right to hear. They ask for access when they have not learned to guard their own secrets. When you speak of boundaries, they sigh and call you too sensitive, but when you go silent, they get nervous, because information about you is their food. Watch for this, the promises they make are loud, but the follow-through is quiet. They volunteer in public and complain in private. They never say your name with affection when you are not in the room. They repeat your plans to the wrong ears and then act surprised when sabotage appears. If you share a prayer request, it leaks. If you share a budget plan, a sudden pressure appears. If you share a dream, a mocking coincidence repeats the same phrase 2 or 3 times from different mouths. That repetition is not random, it is a footprint. Trace it. Now hear my comfort and my instruction. I am not warning you to frighten you, I am warning you to deliver you. I am not unveiling these patterns to make you suspicious of everyone, I am unveiling them to teach you how to separate the trembling from the poisonous. You will not become hard. You will become wise. Archangel Michael stands at your doorway. This is not poetry, this is protection. There is a sword drawn for your household, and that sword is not for flesh and blood. The sword is for the arrangements of darkness that ride on envy, for the agreements made in gossip, for the petty curses muttered by those who do not know me. Michael is not here to glorify danger, he is here to escort your clarity out of confusion. He is begging you to open your eyes, to open your journal, to open your schedule, to open your lips and say, no, where you once said, maybe. Now I will give you signs that will follow the one who seeks to harm your progress. Not to feed your curiosity, but to feed your caution. Within 7 days, you will notice that this person grows unusually active whenever you say the words, approval, contract, or travel. They will pretend to celebrate and then ask, so what's the exact date again, or who's the contact, or send me the file and I'll check it for you. They will try to position themselves as your gatekeeper. Do not give them your gate. Within 3 days, you will hear a phrase you have not told them, repeated back to you through someone else. This will be proof of leakage. Do not confront in rage, confront in wisdom. Step back. Stop supplying the river. The drought will expose the thirst. Within 1 day, there will be a very small, specific misplacement, a note, a message, or a reminder you set will shift or vanish and then reappear. You will think you are being forgetful, but you are not. I will allow this oddness to get your attention. It is not a ghost, it is not a curse to panic over. It is a nudge to secure your access points, your devices, your passwords, your boundaries, your routine. Breathe. I am not telling you to become a detective of every shadow. I am telling you to become a faithful steward of your light. Change your passwords with calm hands. Secure your important papers. Keep your receipts. Write dates beside your conversations. Do not forward sensitive messages to someone who feeds on updates. There is safety in quietness and confidence. You have feared that removing this access would make you cruel or ungrateful. Hear me, healthy distance is not cruelty. Boundaries are the fences of blessing. Mercy does not mean proximity, forgiveness does not require access. You can release resentment while refusing to fund your own sabotage. Be gentle and firm. I am with you in the firmness. You asked me for the name, and you shall recognize the name with certainty that does not require you to be God. The conviction will settle in you when their pattern meets my signs. When you withhold details, they will press. When you ask them a direct question, they will answer with a story. When you state your boundary, they will act hurt instead of humble. When your celebration arrives, they will go quiet long enough to reveal where their loyalty sleeps. I do not ask you to hate them. I ask you to step into the truth. The truth is that not everyone can be close to where I am carrying you. The altitude has changed, and some companions refuse to learn how to breathe at this height. Do not carry them on your back, you will both fall. Pray for them without reopening the gate they misused. Bless them without relighting the beacon they exploited. Now receive this, because even in warning, I am a father of gifts. I am preparing a table where your name will be called correctly. I am cleansing the pronunciation of your identity from the mouths that twisted it. I am giving you a new rhythm, mornings that are unhurried by anxiety, afternoons that are unbothered by interference, evenings that are not haunted by what if. The sound of your life will be peace. The fragrance of your choices will be wisdom. I see the messages you never sent because you were afraid of being too much. I see the arguments you had to carry alone after smiling for everyone else. I see the bills you paid with faith and the sleepless hours you spent telling yourself it will be okay. It will be okay, not because you fake strength, but because I am strength in you. I do not demand that you be invincible, I invite you to be aligned. What does alignment look like now? It looks like saying less, listening more, and writing everything down. It looks like keeping sensitive plans between you and me until I send a witness who loves truth. It looks like removing the spare key from under the predictable stone. It looks like deleting the draft of an apology you do not owe to someone who tripped over a boundary you gave in kindness. What does alignment feel like now? It feels like relief that surprises you. It feels like the unclenching of a jaw you forgot you were clenching. It feels like laughing without checking who is watching. It feels like not explaining yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Archangel Michael stands, and he is not tired. The hour feels urgent because it is precise, not because you are in danger of collapse. The urgency is for obedience, for clarity, for clean exits from muddy rooms. Do not linger where you are only tolerated as a resource. Walk toward the place where you are honored as a person. Honor is not a luxury, it is the environment where my promises grow. You fear that if you pull away, you will be alone. You will not be. I am sending replacements you did not expect, a new helper with careful hands, an advisor who tells you the truth without jealousy, a friend who cares more about your heart than your headlines. You will meet them as you move, not as you stand still. Relocation happens in steps, first in your mind, then in your schedule, then in your company. Now, because you asked, I will place 3 confirmations in your path so that you cannot mistake the one who has worked against your peace. First, a sudden correction you give will be labeled overreaction, and yet within hours, you will receive outside confirmation that you were right to set that line. Second, a message you send with a neutral sentence will be returned with an accusation that does not match your tone. That mismatch is not your fault, it is their exposure. Third, when you share a small victory with someone safe, an old pressure will attempt to rise. Notice that it can only knock, it cannot enter. That's because you changed the lock while listening to me. Do not be angry at yourself for not seeing it sooner. The moment you asked me, I began arranging this clarity. You are not late, you are on time. Even the delays were not waste, they were the gates where I trained you to recognize counterfeit keys. And hear me clearly, nothing meant to injure you will prosper now. The curse falls to the floor when it meets obedience. The plan dissolves when it touches light. There will be a day very soon when you will look back at this warning and say, that was the day I stopped feeding what was draining me. You will remember the first silent morning after you made the change, and how the air felt lighter. I will replace what you release. I will multiply the time you used to spend patching leaks. I will turn your attention to creation instead of defense. I know you want a single dramatic sentence to close this chapter. Here is my sentence: you own no access to anyone who uses it to injure your peace. That is not cruelty, that is stewardship. You are not required to hand your map to the one who bends it. You are not required to carry the interpretation of those who never learned my voice. You are not required to explain your boundaries to those who benefit from their absence. Now, lift your head. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in, and say, I choose clarity. Breathe out, and say, I choose peace. Again, I choose clarity. Again, I choose peace. Let your nervous system hear what your spirit already believes. You are safe in me. You are guarded in me. You are rising in me. I bless the doorframes of your decisions. I bless the inbox of your opportunities. I bless the voice that has been quiet for too long. I bless the key that only turns for you. I bless the friend who comes without agenda. I bless the hour you are reading this in, for this is the hour I have selected to remove the film from your eyes. The identity you asked me to reveal will be known by the weight that drops from your shoulders when you stop supplying information. Their need for access will expose them. Their hunger for your secrets will confess them. You will not need a speech. Your new silence will be eloquent. Your new boundaries will preach a sermon they cannot argue with. Go now and act on this word without panic. Remove what must be removed. Secure what must be secured. Forgive what must be forgiven. Release what must be released. And when fear tries to return with pictures of worst-case scenarios, answer with this: my steps are ordered. My house is guarded. My name is pronounced in heaven with love. Let that be the refrain that follows you through the day and the lullaby that rests you at night. I have already gone ahead of you. I have already stood behind you. I have already placed Michael at your side. I have already sifted conversations you do not know about. I have already cancelled meetings that looked like luck but smelled like a trap. I have already aligned the next opportunity with timing that will not require you to beg for fairness. You thought the battle was to win people. The battle was to keep your assignment clean. And you have won by listening. You have won by refusing to pretend you don't see what I have shown you. You have won by choosing reverence over popularity. You have won because you asked me to lead you, and I am leading you now. Do not try to skip this. Sit with it. Let the weight of unnecessary access slide off. Let the fear of disappointing manipulators melt. Let the calm of wise choices settle. And when the text arrives, and the call rings, and the old pattern knocks, you will know exactly how to answer, with kindness, with brevity, with a boundary I am proud to place in your mouth. You are moving from the court of confusion to the chamber of clarity. From the market of opinions to the sanctuary of truth. From the crowded table of crumbs to the prepared place where your portion is whole. Walk with me. Keep your hand in mine. Watch me turn this warning into wonder, this exposure into elevation, this boundary into a birth of new joy. I am with you. I am not vague. I am specific, and I am tender, and I am strong. You wanted a miracle, this clarity is your miracle. You wanted a name, you will recognize the name in the light of these signs without writing it on your heart. You wanted protection, you are protected. Now live like it. Speak like it. Rest like it. And rise as the one I have chosen you to be. See, I am speaking to you now because the hour is thinner than a whisper and heavier than a mountain, and I do not want you to miss what is being placed into your hands. I am with you, and I will not abandon you to confusion. Listen to me. Breathe. Still your racing thoughts. Let your heart be quiet like a lake before dawn. I am here. I have seen what was spoken in secret. I have watched the hands that smiled while they tightened the rope, the eyes that glittered with false concern. You have felt it in your bones, an unease that never found the right words. You were right to feel it. You were right to pause. You were right to wonder if the softness you were shown was a mask. It was. And I have come to lift it. Archangel Michael stands beside you, armored with light that cuts through pretense like a blade through mist. He is begging you only for one thing: do not look away. Do not numb yourself with routine lies. Do not hold your breath and wish this warning to be untrue because it is inconvenient. Open this now. Receive it fully. You are not imagining the pressure you've sensed at your back, the shadow that moves when you move, the sudden chill in conversations that should have been warm. I have watched your life like a vigilant fire on a cold night. I have guarded what you did not know needed guarding. I have held back hands that tried to reach you with hidden glass. I have turned arrows aside so many times you did not even notice the hiss in the air, only the curious quiet afterward. That quiet was not random, it was mercy. Hear me, deception has a face that is practiced, a smile that is learned, and a tone that is rehearsed. This is the face that approached you as if to help, that echoed your way of speaking, that mirrored your hopes to bind them with thread you could not see. This is the one who wants the credit for your sunrise while secretly preferring your night. This is the one who always arrives precisely when your strength is lowest, not to lift you, but to suggest a shortcut that cuts you. Their words felt like a blanket on a winter evening. The blanket was soaked with water. You are not condemned for believing the best. I delight in your soft heart. But softness must be armored with wisdom, and wisdom is what I pour now into your hands. The identity of the harmbringer is not hidden to me. I reveal it to you without placing a human label that would chain your heart to vengeance. I reveal it in patterns, in fruits, in the way truth behaves when it touches a person. The one who seeks to harm you carries 3 signs. First, they speak much of loyalty but never bleed for it. Their promises are flowers pinned to a coat, not roots in the ground. Second, they need your uncertainty to feed their certainty. They are most confident when you are most confused. Third, they always return to the same small altar, themselves. Even when praising you, it curves back like a river to their own reflection. These signs are your map. Hold it up to the faces around you without fear. You will recognize the shadow by the way it resists the morning. Do not mistake this warning as an invitation to bitterness. I am not calling you to rage, I am calling you to clarity. I am not asking you to accuse, I am asking you to see. You are not required to hand your keys to every visitor who says they love the house. You are not obligated to walk barefoot on glass to prove you trust me. Trust is not the absence of boundaries, trust is the presence of truth. I give you permission to lock your doors, to ask for evidence, to say no, to take time, to step back, to test every spirit, to check every story, to verify the math under the music. Those who truly love you will not be offended by your wisdom. Those who meant to harm you will call your wisdom cruelty. Let them call it what they want, I call it protection. You have felt a name stir inside you more than once, like a wind lifting a curtain. You wondered if it was judgment. It was discernment. You thought it was fear. It was warning. You worried you would be punished for suspecting what smiles tried to hide. You will not be punished for guarding your heart, it is the wellspring of your life. The name you seek is not just syllables, it is a pattern of behavior that has already told you the truth. Remember the sudden emergencies that always demanded your time but never respected your schedule. Remember the gifts that arrived only when witnesses were present. Remember the secrets offered to you like candy that melted into obligations you never agreed to carry. Remember the whispers that asked you to choose sides you never needed to stand on. Remember the way your peace left the room when they entered, even if they said all the right words. That is the name. You know it. You do not need to publish it to be free of it. You need to acknowledge it before me and take the steps I am giving. Michael stands at your threshold and he says, I order you to open this now, not because you are in trouble with me, but because you are too precious to me to remain where a quiet blade is being sharpened. I am moving you from the chair that has one loose screw to the seat that is secure. You will not be shamed for moving. You will not be shamed for locking what must be locked. You will not be shamed for replacing sweetness with strength. I did not call you to be naive, I called you to be luminous. Luminous people can see. Here is what you will do. You will reclaim your mornings. Before you look at any message, sit with me for 7 minutes, and let my peace soak your edges until they are soft with light. Peace is not laziness, peace is accuracy. In peace, the counterfeit becomes obvious. You will audit your agreements. Anything you said yes to under pressure can be revisited in freedom. Anything you promised while exhausted can be rewritten in clarity. Send no explanation soaked with apology, speak simple truth. You will set a watch over your information. Not everyone is entitled to your plans. Hold them until they are strong enough to walk without being carried by other people's approval. You will listen to the small alarms I placed in your body, when your shoulders lift toward your ears and your breath shortens around someone. Do not shame yourself for it. Step back. Ask me to show you why. I will. I have already prepared replacements for anything you lose by choosing safety. I have already reserved new friendships for the space that will open when the shadow leaves. I have already arranged mentors, allies, and timely confirmations. When you close the door to manipulation, you will not be left outside in the cold. You will discover there was a garden behind you the entire time. The path through it is narrow only at the start. It widens as you walk, and flowers bloom along your steps. Your finances will breathe again. Your sleep will thaw. Your appetite for joy will return, not giddy noise, but steady strength. You will laugh in the place you only sighed. You will think clearly where fog once sat like a king on a throne. This is not exaggeration, this is the ordinary miracle of alignment. Do not be surprised when the harmbringer attempts one final performance. They may weep. They may confess selectively. They may blame you for the boundaries you now hold. They may call others and weave a story where you are the storm. Let them. Do not chase rumors with explanations. Do not water every fire someone else lights. The truth has its own gravity, it pulls falsehood apart over time. Stand still inside your peace and let me be your advocate. I am not late, I am precise. I am not harsh, I am holy. Holiness is the warmth you have been missing. It is sunlight without burn when you stand where I place you. I am also healing the part of you that thought you had to earn safety by being useful. You do not have to earn safety. You are my child. Safety is part of your inheritance. You will not buy it with exhaustion. You will not bargain for it with silence. Receive it as the robe it is. Wear it without apology. When you do, you will stop attracting those who prey on unguarded kindness. Your kindness will remain, but it will have a gate and a shepherd. Your yes will be powerful because your no is respected. Your generosity will multiply because it is planted in good soil, not scattered on concrete where birds gather. Now, about the name. If I wrote a mortal's name with ink in this moment, your focus would move from wisdom to warfare. You would be tempted to become what you hate. You would be tempted to measure your worth by someone else's collapse. That is not who you are. I have not called you to revenge, I have called you to rise. Nevertheless, I will not keep you in ambiguity. I am placing a clarity inside your spirit that will land like a key clicking in a lock. It will happen quietly, perhaps while you wash a dish or tie your laces. You will simply know. The face will pass through your mind and your peace will nod. You will not feel heat, you will feel release. When that happens, obey the instructions I have given. Step back. Secure what must be secured. Speak truth simply. Move forward. Michael will stand behind you when you make the call you have postponed. He will stand beside you when you clean the files that do not belong in other hands. He will stand before you when you walk into rooms that once frightened you because you could not read them. Your eyes will adjust to the new light. You will not be punished for missing earlier signs, you will be congratulated for responding now. I do not shame growing children, I celebrate them. You are growing. I am proud of you. There is one more layer to remove, the idea that you must justify your discernment to those who never earned the right to question it. You owe them nothing. You owe me your wholeness. You owe your future the version of you who can make decisions without tremble. You owe the ones I'm sending, friends who tell the truth, opportunities that honor your design, work that fits your soul, the space that counterfeit companionship currently occupies. Make room. I am filling it. Do not try to skip this. Do not scroll past it and pretend you didn't see. The clock that frightened you is not counting down to disaster, it is counting down to clarity. The urgency you feel is not panic, it is purpose. You are stepping out of a story that kept your shoulders low and your voice small. Lift your head. Your voice is not a threat to peace when it speaks truth, it is the anchor of peace. I am giving you a steadiness that will surprise even you. You will look back on this night and say, that was the evening the windows opened. That was the evening the stale air left. That was the evening I remembered whose child I am. I am sealing this word over you, preservation. Your steps will be preserved from entanglement. Your sleep will be preserved from intrusive dread. Your relationships will be preserved from parasitic need. Your funds will be preserved from quiet siphons disguised as shared vision. Your time will be preserved from those who confuse access with intimacy. Your boundaries will be preserved not by constant explanation, but by the invisible fence of my peace. And because I am not only a shield but also a sun, you will not live in reactiveness, you will live in radiant purpose. Radiance is not glare, it is direction. Your work will flow. Your ideas will arrive. Your timing will sharpen. You will find yourself at the right place, not because a manipulator nudged you there, but because your spirit-led steps have become beautifully inevitable. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to do 3 simple things. Place your hand over your heart and say out loud that you belong to me and to peace. Speak it into the air, let the room hear it. Then write 2 lists, one of people who leave you lighter and one of interactions that leave you smaller. You already know which is which. Do not overthink this. The body tells the truth even when the mouth is polite. Finally, decide one boundary you will implement tomorrow, a delayed reply where you always rush, a refusal where you always cave, a question you will ask before you agree. Start small. Small honesty is a door that opens to a hall of freedom. I bless your discernment. I bless your courage. I bless your new companions. I bless your work with accuracy and your rest with safety. I bless your house with the sound of genuine laughter, not the brittle laughter that hides dread. I remove the counterfeit. I elevate the authentic. I burn the rope that harmful hands attempted to tie around your wrist. I set a watch at your gates. I fill your rooms with song. I give you back your mornings. I turn the key inside your chest and unlock the room where your boldness has been waiting like a bird at a window. Feel the window rise. Hear the hinge. Watch the light. Step forward. This is for you. It is only for you. It is not a joke. It is not a performance. It is a rescue disguised as a whisper. It is a sword made of gentleness. It is a map written in light. Archangel Michael is here, and he is not leaving. I am here, and I am not leaving. The one who sought to harm you has already failed at the deepest level, because you are awake now and you are mine. Walk with me. Keep your peace. Keep your boundaries. Keep your joy. Keep your eyes open. What you release will not be a loss, it will be the first clear breath of a new season. Open it now. Receive it now. Live it now. I am speaking to you now because your heart has been carrying a weight you could not name, and I do not want you to carry it for another moment, not another breath, not another heartbeat that trembles between doubt and hope, not another night of staring at the ceiling asking if you are imagining the pressure around you, because you are not imagining it, you are discerning it. And discerning is a gift I placed in you long before the voices around you tried to drown it out with noise, and today I am clearing the noise and turning your senses to full brightness so you can see what has been hiding in plain sight and walk out of this fog with power, with clarity, with protection that does not fail and a promise that does not expire. I am God. I am here, I am not late, and what I say now wraps itself around your life like armor that fits perfectly, like light that learns your corners, like a hand that catches you before your knees touch the ground. Archangel Michael is standing by the door of your life right now, sword drawn, voice steady, and he is begging you, yes, begging you, because he loves the assignment I gave him concerning you. Do not skip this, do not scroll past the lifeline thrown into the waters that once threatened to pull you under. Do not ignore the alarm I am sounding with tenderness and thunder at the same time, because the next minutes matter more than you think, and the hinge of a decade can turn on a small decision taken in a holy moment like this one. I have watched you be loyal when loyalty was unreturned, kind when kindness was mistaken for weakness, faithful in tiny tasks when the room paid attention only to flashy crowns, and I never penalized you for the secret tears you hid behind your smile, for the long messages you typed and deleted, for the way you carried your own heart back to me when you felt too ashamed to let anyone else see it. And I say to you now, I am not ashamed of you, I am proud of your survival, I am proud of your softness, I am proud of the way you still believe in goodness after being shown so much counterfeit, and because you have preserved your heart, I will preserve your steps. Hear me, because I am going to say something that feels like lightning through the body, and yet it will leave no burn, only healing. The identity of the person who wants to harm you is no longer cloaked by charm, by familiarity, by ritual niceness that never costs them anything. The veil is torn, the stage lights are off, the actor has no script left to read, and the truth is walking into the room holding your hand. There is a pattern you noticed but excused, a grin that moved only in the mouth and never in the eyes, a timing that always brought them close when you had a breakthrough and far when you were in a valley, a question that never sounded like curiosity and always sounded like fishing, and a memory of something you once said in confidence that came back to you as a rumor you never started. I saw the moments you forgave and the moments you tried to fix what you did not even break, and I say to you with authority, no more bleeding to keep anyone else warm, no more bargaining with what is already decided in my courtroom, no more placing your peace on the altar of someone else's comfort. I am pulling you out from the circle drawn in chalk around your life by hands that pretended to protect you while calculating where you might trip, and I am redrawing the borders in fire. My fire does not burn you, it warns what would devour you that you are not theirs to toy with, not theirs to test, not theirs to rearrange. You asked me to reveal the name. You pleaded in your thoughts for the kind of clarity that does not stutter, and I heard you, and I answer you with a clarity that is intimate and safe. The name will arrive in your spirit the moment you put your hand over your heart and breathe the next 10 slow breaths after reading this line, and you will know it by the way your shoulders release a tension you did not even know you were holding. I will not engrave a human name in a public place where malice could turn it into a weapon, because I am not interested in your vengeance. I am invested in your freedom, and freedom arrives with precision. So here is the precision. The first letter will flash in your mind like a notification you cannot miss. The second letter will follow like a bell, and the full name will settle on the page when you write without forcing it, and you will not be able to deny the pattern it matches, the timeline it explains, the little betrayals it weaves into a single thread. Do not argue with the clarity I give you now. Do not soften it to be polite to your own captivity. Write it down, fold the paper, and hand it to me with the promise that you will not return to a snare I am cutting. Archangel Michael says, I stand watch while you do this. I keep the doorway while you move from room to room gathering your peace. I silence the tongue that loved the sound of your pain. I redirect the eye that tried to pierce you. I break the schedule of the one who tried to schedule your downfall. And I decree over you that what hunted you now loses your scent entirely, as if you walked through waters and came out unscented by the old season, as if you passed through fire and came out perfumed by heaven. He begs you, with the pleading of a soldier who knows the battlefield and hates to see you near an old mine, open this moment like a safe and collect the inheritance I am placing inside it, discernment that does not tremble, boundaries that do not apologize, confidence that does not need a witness to stand up straight, and a plan that is not crafted by your fear but authored by my wisdom. The plan is simple because truth is simple. Once you stop feeding the lie, you will reduce access without making announcements, you will exit conversations that nibble at your soul, you will stop subsidizing someone else's comfort with your own silence, and you will bless them without binding yourself to their orbit. You do not owe explanations to anyone who ignored the quiet explanations of your tears and the louder explanations of my warnings. You owe your life to the one who gave it and to the future I am setting before you like a table that never empties. I am taking the energy that used to keep you hypervigilant and I am turning it into creativity, into holy focus, into the kind of productivity that feels like flowing downhill instead of pushing a boulder uphill that rolls back each night. You will sleep without bargaining tonight. Your room will feel changed because it is changed. Angels are rearranging the air. Listen to me, they did not win, they only delayed, and delay has reached its expiration date. It snaps now. The elastic band that kept pulling you back to yesterday is cut clean. The version of you that tolerated what your spirit could not digest is gone, buried in a garden you do not visit anymore. I am not merely protecting you from harm, I am moving you into a season where harm cannot find you because the coordinates were rewritten. You will notice this in small ways first. The compulsion to reply immediately dissolves, the urge to justify yourself fades, the loudness of their presence in your mind drops like a signal leaving a tunnel, and the sweetness of your own thoughts returns as if a window finally opened after a long winter. Then the larger ways arrive. A new door that should have taken months opens in days. A conversation that once frightened you becomes a 10-minute boundary you handle with grace. A financial knot unties where you least expected it, and a stranger carries a message I whispered to you in prayer, confirming what you wrote on that folded paper. I will also address the fear that if you let go, you will be alone, because that fear is the last chain pretending to be jewelry. You are not stepping into emptiness, you are stepping into me, and I am not empty, I am abundance without the hangover of excess. I am friendships that are not obsessed with measurement, I am mentors who cheer without envy, I am partners who understand your calling without trying to reshape it into their comfort. I am sending helpers who arrive without noise and carry weight without announcing it, and when they speak your name, it will not feel like a hook, it will feel like a homecoming. You will recognize them by the peace that does not need a performance to exist. You will recognize them by the way your laughter becomes unforced, by the way your ideas feel safe outside your mouth, by the way your schedule stops feeling like penance and starts feeling like purpose. Now hear this decree that will not be revoked. What was meant to humiliate you will be repurposed to educate you. What was meant to exhaust you will be refitted to empower you. What was meant to isolate you will become a sanctuary where only the honest can breathe, and what was meant to harm you is already turning around in your hands like a tool you use to build the next level. I am not romanticizing your pain, I am redeeming it. I am not asking you to pretend it didn't hurt, I am healing you so thoroughly that you will carry memory without poison. I am not telling you to be naive, I am sharpening you to be gentle and unbreakable at the same time. Your kindness was never your weakness, your hope was never an error, your love was never wasted, it was seed, and seed does not panic under the soil, it waits for a season just like this one. As for the one whose name I will show you in the quiet, release them into my hands firmly. You are not authorized to assassinate their character, but you are authorized to shut the gate. You are not assigned to be their lesson, but you are assigned to be my testimony. The best answer you can give to the injury is to live so well in the light that the insult stops fitting you, like a shirt you outgrew overnight. I will take care of what justice demands, you take care of what joy requires. Joy requires your presence. Joy requires your yes. Joy requires you to stop feeding the wolves your calendar. You will watch as opportunities that once dodged you start to orbit you, and you will not chase them out of fear anymore. They will choose you because you became unbribable by flattery and unmovable by gossip. Archangel Michael is leaning close to tell you what I am commanding through him now. Draw the line and bless the line. Step back and bless the step. Choose silence where explanation would be wasted. Choose a new room where the air is not for sale. He is not whispering to be dramatic. He is whispering because the enemy cannot lip-read what is born in the heart. Place your hand over your heart again and breathe. There, do you feel it? That is calm taking the throne back. That is fear packing its small suitcase. That is the door stopping its useless swinging and deciding to stay shut to what does not belong and swing wide to what I have been wanting to send you for months. You were not late, you were being prepared. You were not foolish, you were being softened for the right kind of harvest. You were not weak, you were careful, and caution kept you alive until courage could carry you. Now courage is here. It stands up inside you without asking permission from your old habits. You will speak with a quiet that commands. You will walk with a slowness that is not laziness but certainty. You will make decisions and sleep 8 hours after making them. You will not analyze the dust of an old bridge you have already crossed. You will bless the lesson and free the future. And when you look back, you will barely recognize the room you escaped, and you will bless me that I opened the window when you were scared to open the door. Write the name I reveal to you now and fold the paper and give it to me, and as you do, I give you a new name that only I will pronounce over you in the night: protected, provided, promoted. I am with you in this minute and the next and the 1,000 after that. I am with you in the places that once made your hands shake. I am with you when you laugh at midday for no reason except that your soul suddenly remembered it is free. I am with you when the phone rings and you let it ring because discernment has replaced the anxiety to be everything for everyone. I am with you when a new message arrives from a new door, and you recognize my handwriting on it. I am with you when you stand in a mirror and see your eyes clear again. I am with you when you sleep without a bargain and wake without a dread. I am with you, and that is the story now. Do not skip this. Do not return to smallness to make anyone comfortable. Do not apologize for the miracle of clarity. Open your hands, because I am filling them. Open your mouth, because I am teaching it to say no without guilt and yes without fear. Open your tomorrow, because I have already walked into it and arranged the chairs for your arrival. Archangel Michael remains on post, and the house is safe. The lamp is lit. The path is straight. The day is bright. The name is revealed in your spirit, the danger is disarmed, the season is turning while you read these words, and nothing can turn it back.